So we have covered identity and authentication domain. Now the next one domain or the domain two is implementing platform security, right? When I say platform security, it's pretty clear that it would be more about the resources which basically give the foundational part of your architecture, or when you start talking or thinking about your applications on cloud. So this is something which gives a platform to run those applications. So we're going to make that platform secure, right? That's what we're going to learn about now. And what that platform is, your virtual network, your containers, your virtual machines, your hosts. These are those things which gives the platform to run our workload in cloud. So this domain is more about securing that platform for us, right? Or for the enterprises, right? Any question you want?
No.
Let's move to the next one then. So I'm going to talk about a concept called defense in depth, right? When I say defense in depth, if you look at the right hand side, you see it is a layered approach, right? So where we uses a series of different mechanisms so that we can slow the advance of an attack. Okay, before we think about anything else, can you someone tell me why these cyber attacks happen? What is the main purpose or the goal behind them?
To get your data,
Get
access to the data.
Yeah. So when you see these layers, nobody wants to steal just a machine. I mean, gone are the days when thieves just used to took your desktop to just sell it off, right? The cyber attacks do not happen to steal your device. They happen to steal the data which your device contains.
Right.
If there is no data, believe me, there will not be cyber attacks happening. It's all about data. Now you see the data is at the heart of the attack, or heart of your application, or heart of your workload. So the everything which you do, it's an attempt to safeguard that. So when I say defense in depth, it's a kind of a concept which has got multiple layers of different mechanisms at a different level, so that the guy who started coming in from here, he has to overcome so many layers before it can actually reach to the data which is looking for. So that kind of a mechanism is known as defense in depth, right? So whenever there is a hacking attempt happening, if there is no defense in depth, if data is publicly accessible, he does not need to be, I mean, it will not be that safe, right? Because there is no layers protecting it, right? So if you look at it here, if my data is here, I will start from the physical security. When I say physical security is something which you do on the data center level, where you put cameras, guards, security guard, electrical fencing and all, right? That comes to physical security. Once that layer is crossed with the help of what? Normally people show their iCard, right? When you go to the office, you show your iCard, then that guy who is the concept of physical security, the security guard, he lets you in with the help of that identity and access management. He looks at your iCard, he says, okay, you're the right candidate to go inside the premises. He let you in, and then you reach to the gate of your floor or door of their floor, right? And then you swipe that card, right? With the card which you have. So basically, this is nothing but access management, right? The card is giving you access to that specific floor. It might be a possibility if your company has 10-15 floors, that card might not help you to get into all the floors. It might be specifically allowed to the floor on which you are working, right? So this is another way of segregating. It's another layer which is there, which they are putting to protect the data. Then we have the perimeter. When I say perimeter, it's basically where you put your firewalls, your DMZs, all those things which will protect you from those cyber attacks, right? Once you secure your perimeter, then starts coming your network in the picture, right? Then you try to secure your network. You put those DDoS protections, you put those NVAs or virtual appliances, or those things which start protecting your network. You start encrypting your traffic, right? If that layer is crossed, then comes your virtual machines or the compute, which is basically doing the processing part for you, right? Then you secure that thing. So how do you secure it? If you just take an example of your that's Windows 10 laptop you have, right? So take an example, the Windows 10 by default comes with a virtual firewall. Although we have a firewall at this level, but you will still have a virtual firewall at this level also, the compute level, right? So That is something which will basically give you one more layer. So you will have antivirus here, anti-malware here, anti-ransomware here, right? So those
Yes.
things you will start putting here to make sure that your compute is safe. If that is also compromised, then comes the next layer to application. What is the application which is running on this compute? Let's say you are running a financial application, a SAP, or maybe an
Mm-hmm.
Oracle application, or some business application which is doing some kind of a logic processing for you. Then you need to secure that. What you do? How do you secure your application? You make sure that your code doesn't have a loophole, right?
Right.
It is designed for the security from the day zero itself. The day your developer starts coding, make sure the code is secure, code is safe, it does not have any loopholes, it does not
Yes.
allow something else to run on behalf of something else. You are giving the exact privileges which is required to run that application, not more, not less.
Right.
Here comes to the picture something called principle of least privilege. That's a thumb rule in Microsoft.
Yes.
Wherever there is access required, we have already spoken about it. Where there is access required, always go with the least possible thing which can help. If that doesn't work, take one step further and give the very next one, not the top left level one. If doesn't work, if the first step doesn't work for you, always start with the minimum possible privilege required should be given. And if you think that one which you're thinking of is not working, then assign the just next one and see whether that works or not. And if this is also breached, then we have the data at the center of it. Then we also try to protect the data. And how we do that? We try to protect the data by encrypting it, by putting into the safe channels. If at all someone get hold of the data, it should not give any kind of a meaning to it. So we encrypt it, we decrypt it, we keep it in a very, we use the 4096 bit kind of a encryption key to decode, to encrypt it and keep it safe. Even when we take a backup, we encrypt the backup itself.
Right.
So, so basically, when you design these things, you design for failure. You need to assume that failure will happen. How are you going to take care of it? How are you going to mitigate it? That's the motto of it, right? So this defense in depth basically gives you a kind of a, or not give you, basically it helps you to alleviate your dependence or remove your dependence on a single layer. So if one layer gets breached, you have multiple layers to protect your precious or valuable data. Questions?
No.
Clear?
Clear.
No, sir.
No? Akshita? Not clear?
No, no question, sir.
Okay. Cool. Let's move to the next one then. So this is basically the layers which we talk about. So there's nothing I have already told you about in the previous slide itself, but this gives you a bit of an idea that physical security we have when we secure access to the building and controlling access to compute hardware. Then we have identity and access where we control access to the infrastructure and change control, single sign-on, audit events and changes. Then we have parameters. The parameter will have DDoS protection. We will use parameter firewalls to identify and alert. Then we have network at this layer. We will limit communication. We deny by default. We restrict inbound internet access and limit outbound access where appropriate. All these common concepts you have. At the compute layer, we secure access to VMs. We implement endpoint protection of devices to keep system patched and current. Malware, unpacked system, and improperly secured system openware our environment. We all know that these are the common stuff we know. Application, we make sure that application is secure and free of any vulnerabilities.
Mm-hmm.
We store sensitive application secrets in a secure storage medium. When I say secure storage medium, see, your application runs with the help of some kind of a credentials, right?
Right.
Azure gives you a way to securely store those credentials in Azure Key Vault.
Key vault. Right.
Yeah, so that's what they are talking about. Also, it's about talking about generic statement, but when we talk about specific words Azure, it's Key Vault. Then make security a design requirement for all applications. That's what I told you. So from the day one itself, when your developer starts coding, it has to be secure by design. Then the data, in almost all cases, attackers are after data. They are stored in a database, stored on a disk inside VM, stored in software services such as Office 365, managed through cloud storage. Those who store and control access data are responsible for ensuring that it's properly secured. There are regulatory requirements which dictate the control and process that must be in place to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and the availability of the data. Right. So it should be confidential, integrate, and the data should be available all the time whenever it is needed or required. These are the basically those layers which talks about in the defense in depth. Any questions here?
No, sir.
Because this is a generic concept, so I'm going to go a bit fast here. Then comes to your very first thing called protect your virtual networks by using Azure Firewall. We understand what a firewall is. It's basically nothing but a security device which monitors your incoming and outgoing traffic,
Yeah, traffic.
and
Yeah.
decides whether it should be allowed, it should not be allowed, should be blocked, based on certain criteria which we set in the security rules or the policies. This is a generic firewall does.
Right.
And it's not only Azure which has firewall. Before Azure also we used to have on-premise firewalls. And there are companies, there are people who just used to have careers in firewall. Right?
Yes. Yes.
This situation
Right.
is changing as of now because these things are becoming generic. Earlier, those configurations supposed to be very, very complex, and people think no, firewall is something which has to be handled by a full-time employee who would be a firewall administrator or a firewall architect, whatever it is. But now it's not happening. But still, you can understand the criticality of it. Now we know what firewall is. Let's talk about Azure Firewall. So basically, every Azure service, you understand it's a cloud-based service. In case of Azure Firewall, is a managed cloud-based network security service. And because this is managed, so it means most of the things are managed by Azure itself.
Azure. Yeah.
Earlier, the firewall used to be a hardware device, and that hardware device has to be configured, procured, patched, updated, connected by the individuals, those who used to be firewall administrators. Now you only need to go log in and configure it. That's it. Everything else will be taken care by Azure. That's what is called managed service, right? And we all know it's a cloud-based, and we also know it's a network security thing. So it's a managed cloud-based network security service, which definitely helps to protect our resources in Azure virtual networks. Now there's one more thing comes in, that is Azure Firewall. It is a stateful firewall, and it basically analyzes the complete context of the connection, not just individual packet. It looks at the whole content of the network, and based on that, it decides whether to allow or to block. And also here, if you look at it here, in the VNET architecture, very famous and the recommended architecture is known as hub and spoke. So when you, and most of your organizations who are on Azure as of now, they prefer hub and spoke architecture compared to any other architecture. So what happens? If there's a hub and spoke architecture, you will not be deploying firewalls in the spoke virtual networks. It will only be deployed on the central or the hub virtual network, right?
Okay.
So what happens if you look at the right hand side on the slide? This is my firewall, right? These are my virtual networks,
Right.
spoke 1 and spoke 2. Basically, this is Azure VNets.
VNets.
One VNet, this is another VNet which contains the virtual machines. We have another VNet which is known as center or the hub VNet, and it contains my firewall. Now the firewall takes care of the traffic which is coming and going to the Azure VM, as well as it is also receives traffic from on-prem,
On-premise.
right? And by default, this traffic is denied. If you do not configure any policy or rules, by default, it is all the traffic is denied. But then you use network address translation or NAT, network and application traffic filtering rules, which allows or governs your inbound or outbound access. This is an architecture, a normal, very small one. If you look at it, this is how your firewall sits or looks in mid of the things. So it stays here. It protects by inspecting the traffic which is going through it. And if you do not configure any rules, I mean, if you have not specifically allowed a traffic, it will be denied. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Questions?
No.
So, what are these L3 and L7 connectivity policies? I mean, these are set by us.
Yes, these L3, L7s are basically called layer 3 to layer 7 connectivity policies, When I say layers, these are the OSI model layer which we have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, OSI model you have heard.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is the same model, and these layers belong to that model. So layer 3 to layer 7 connectivity, we provide the policies that okay, this policy. I'll show you when I start showing you how to configure those. Right.
Okay,
So
sir.
the policies will define whether this something should be allowed or not allowed.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Moving further, what all you can do with the firewall? You can create application rules that define fully qualified domain names. I think that would make you bored, right? This is I think. Okay, it is a couple of points. I'll just go through it. If you do not understand, don't worry. Ask me when I start configuring it. Okay. So if you look at it, basically what all you can configure, don't look at the screen, just listen to me. We configure application rule, network rules, and the net rules. When I say net, is not the short form of network, it is a short form of network address translation, where we translate address from one IP to another IP. Okay.
Mhm.
Now application rules will help us to define how my traffic will move towards the fully qualified domain names from an subnet like google.com, microsoft.com and all, right?
Yeah.
Then we have network rules which will define traffic based on the source address, source protocol, destination address, destination port and all. Then we have network address translation, which you can define in the firewall, which defines destination IP addresses and ports to translate inbound request. I mean, let's say the very simple thing when, okay, I'm gonna explain it on the whiteboard. Just give me a second. Okay, let me finish it. Then we have application gateway, Azure front door, and Azure content delivery network also provides a firewall that is called a web application
Application
firewall.
firewall.
These 2 points are very, very important from the exam perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they ask this web and they will ask you to pick which service has web. Not all service has web. So you can say application gateway will definitely has a web. Azure front door has a
Mhm.
web, and the Azure content delivery also gives you an opportunity to configure web application firewall or web. Your Azure firewall do not have web. Always remember that. This is the, I mean, place where they try to confuse you. Okay.
Yeah.
When we start talking about application gateway and all, I'll tell you what does it mean and how does it configure it. But and for this session, remember that Azure firewall is not a web application firewall. It's a different thing which comes along with either this or this or this. Got it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you use a web for the web based applications or web applications. And this firewall we use for the VMs, all those kind of stuff. Never use this web for the virtual machines until unless your virtual machine is a web server. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
stop here. I know a lot of things will not be making sense, but I'll see when I start configuring it. Maybe you find it more interesting there. So give me a second. Let me log in. In the meantime, if you happen to have any questions, please feel free to ask. It's saying the password is not correct.
Yes, it was the same password, no?
Which one? Microsoft @
Yeah.
I
123.5?
got it. I think I was typing
Yeah.
it incorrect. Okay, so hey, it's not working, man. Is it the right ID which you have given me? Ajay, this yashraj.jadhav007,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have any subscription attached to it.
Yeah, we just created tenant. We haven't taken subscription in that.
Yeah, we have not taken yet the subscription.
No. Okay. You see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So how do we intend to work with this one? If there's no subscription, we cannot create any resource. Okay.
No, I think we can get the free one, right?
But you didn't try. You didn't try or what?
I think we tried.
Then why it's not showing? It didn't. I mean, it didn't allow you to do that.
So actually, morning the laptop was not working, so it was getting lagging. So we did try, but it was showing that it
Do you
got
see my screen
created.
now?
Yeah, but I already
Yes,
got a
sir.
message that it already deducted.
So deducting is not, not the confirmation, Yash.
Uh,
It will always deduct 2 rupees and it'll give it back to you after a few days if it doesn't work. Let me see. It says-
okay.
Setting up your account, redirecting. Let's see. Yep. Oh. So you did not complete that sign up thing, it looks like.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh man. Come on. Nope. Nothing. Didn't work. It's coming up now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now we need to do that firewall thing. So how do I explain to it? Just give me a second. This, I'm taking you back to the PPT. This is a lab from. Do you see this thing?
Yes.
Yes.
This is a lab from our other course, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to create a VNet. In that VNet, how to create 2 subnets, and that subnet, one subnet will have my firewall, one subnet will have my workload, right? And then we'll do that the firewall and firewall policy, and we'll see how we log in, how we allow the internet. And this guy will not have a public IP here. Okay, my
Mhm.
machine will not have public IP, but I'll show you how to make use of firewall to securely log in back to the machine, and then how machine can serve the internet also without even having a public IP, which is generally, or if you look at the way network access works, it's not something which can happen, but it can happen when we use this firewall to use as an intermediary between this guy and this internet.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is going to be our little architecture, a single virtual network with
Okay.
2 subnets, and 1 subnet for the firewall and 1 subnet for the your what do you call virtual machine, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Any questions here?
No.
No.
And after we done doing it, it should look like this in the portal, where we'll have a virtual machine, we'll have a VNet, we have this Azure firewall subnet, we have network security groups, and we have route tables, which will help us to move this further. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go to the portal and quickly do that. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly create a VNet first. If you don't understand something, please feel free to ask. Okay, because I do not know where you have doubts, so better you keep on asking wherever you feel doubt. Where I'm doing it, just ask me this, what does it mean. So I'm gonna make it test firewall source group. Okay, I'm gonna create a new one because there's nothing as of now. I'm gonna give it a name, test firewall VNet. Let it be at East US. No worries. Next, click on IP addresses. So I'm gonna go with the basic one. I've got a default subnet. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna call it. What should I call it?
So it shows the available IP addresses, right?
No, it doesn't show the available IP address. This is giving you by default. If you think this
Okay.
is something which you can make use of, that's fine. Or you can change it. Okay, let's do that way. Now you ask this question, so I'm gonna do this way. I don't like this IP address. And somehow it is giving me 65,000 some kind of an IP address. Let me change it. I don't want this one. I want, let's just start this one. Okay, I want this one now. So it will be 10.1.0.0/16. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a subnet with this one. And when I create subnet, I have to pick IP from this range, and these IP should stay within this range.
Within this range. Yeah.
Otherwise, this will not allow you to create. So let me create the workload range first. So I'm gonna say the workload subnet, and I'm gonna give it an address range. Need to make sure that it stays within that range which I have taken for the VNet. So I say 1.10.1. Let's say 2.0. I'm gonna give you a 24 marks, and that should be good enough for us. We are not using NAT gateway and service endpoints as of now. We'll talk about service endpoints later. I'm gonna click add this one. I need one more subnet because I need a subnet for firewall. So I'm gonna click add subnet. I'm gonna call it Azure Firewall subnet, and this subnet has to have exactly this name. Otherwise, it will not pick it up. Okay.
Okay.
Even if I miss the spelling, it will not pick it up. So 1 dot, again the subnet you cannot create out of the range, so you have to stay within the range also for this also. So this time I'm gonna go with I want a last series, because normally what happens, I started with 10. Look at it here. I started with 10.1.0. I gave this 10.1.2. So I will try to keep workloads like 10.1.2, 1.3, 1.4. And because this is a kind of a management thing, I'll try to keep it at the end, or I'll try to keep it at the beginning. So it depends upon how do we plan for it. This time I'm gonna go for the last stage of it, because I believe there will be 25 more subnets which will belong to my different applications of workload. So management subnet can go, that's a 26.0, and I'm gonna give it a 26 subnet mask, because that is what is the minimum required for a firewall subnet, right? So I'm giving it 10.1.26/0, and I'm giving a /26 mask, which would effectively give me 64 IPs, but out of that 64 IPs, 5 IPs are reserved. So in fact, eventually I'm gonna get 59 IPs in total. Okay, I'm gonna click on add and add. Right now, I can go next security. And if you remember, there's an easy way to configure it. If I just click this firewall to enable, and that should be good enough.
Okay.
This is the very easy way to do it, but then you will not learn anything. You will not understand how is happening, what's happening, right? But this is one which is the easiest way to do it. But this is an easiest way to create a firewall, not to configure it.
Okay.
What it will do, these 3 fields are needed to create the firewall. So it will create a firewall for you for sure. But that firewall will be of no use. So we can do it from here, or we can do and create a firewall from a different way. I'm going to show you there. Okay. Here also we can create DDoS standard protection. By default, we get basic DDoS enabled, that is free of cost. But if you opt for what they call a premium kind of a plan, right? Then we need to select standard, which is going to cost us $2,500 per month. Okay. So we're not going to do that. And then we have a Bastion host. Bastion host is something which is like, do you understand Bastion host?
It might be the complete replica of the
No.
AD.
no, not AD.
Akshita, man, why? What's wrong with your network? You always sound very ghostly. Have you seen that song?
Sir, it's raining
Yeah.
right now.
Which song, Yash? Which I'm thinking of? Yash?
Yeah.
Which song I'm thinking of when I hear Akshita's voice?
I don't know.
Hey, the one which is the lady, there's a candle in her hand, she's singing on a wall. That's a very famous song, yeah. I'll show you somewhere. Gum naam hai koi type.
Okay.
So that kind of sound comes in always. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. Okay, that's fine. Only
No
thing is that
problem, sir.
when you speak, I'm not able to understand what you're trying to say because it's totally garbled. So the bastion. You were trying to say something. I heard only AD part of it. What was it? Akshita, it does not mean you will not speak.
So we were saying that the Bastion host, as in a replication of
No. Okay, no, nothing. Bastion host is an Azure service. Have you heard about jump boxes?
Yeah.
What is that?
Jump servers, right?
Yeah. What is that?
Uh,
What do they do? Why do we need them?
we used to access the servers from the
Yeah.
whole
So this is
machines.
exactly the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if you want to, and because this is something which happens, I mean, the Bastion host is configured at the VNET level. So that's why we get an option here to enable this also. Okay.
Okay.
So all now, why this page becomes important? Because it contains all those options to secure your VNet. So one way is to secure through Bastion host. Another way is DDoS protection. That is the distributed denial of service attack,
Service attacks.
and then the firewall. All three things have they been given on a same page. So you just enable, then that's it. Next, the tags. Any questions by now?
No.
no.
Okay, cool. Now when create, it's gonna take some time. If everything is cool, it will start say final validation. It'll say validation passed, and then you can click on
So
it.
we just created two virtual networks.
No man, that's the reason. I have created one virtual network with two
Okay.
subnets in it.
With two subnets. Okay.
So it's done. Let's go to the resource. It says, I mean, am I audible? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what it is. So we'll stick here and I'll take you back to the whole PPT again so that you can see what we have done by now. So if you look at it, we have created this boundary
Yes.
and these two boundaries,
Two on this.
nothing else. Okay.
Yeah.
This one and this one. Okay. Go back. Sorry. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do with it. So we have done this. Now I'll start creating firewall and the virtual machine.
Okay.
Stop sharing here and go back and let's create a firewall. So if I go to home, one way I have already shown you that while creating a VNet, you just click enable, you put those information and it will create a firewall for you. Now there's another way, just type a firewall here. It's the firewall. Click on firewalls, nothing is here currently, so click on create here or here, and that's it. And start putting that information for it. So if it is here, I'm gonna have this subscription. I'm gonna stick with this resource group. I'm gonna give it a name. What should I get? I call it test firewall 01. Okay. Save the same location. I don't want an availability zone. You understand availability zone, right?
Mhm.
So if you want a firewall, which should be what you call highly available across the zones, then you need to select this option here. And the concern is if you do not select this option here, you cannot do it again. I mean, you cannot, once
Okay.
your firewall is done, then it's done. You cannot do high availability zone, I mean, the availability zone selection later. So you need to pick it here else. Now we got two tiers, standard and premium. Premium, of course, is costly, which has got different features, which is not there in the standard, but we'll stick with the standard, right?
Mhm.
Now, how do you want to manage this firewall? So we'll stick with the firewall policy, not the classic one, which is used to the firewall rules. So we'll not be going for the firewall rules because this is something which is a classic deployment, and now we are moving away from those classic deployments, but it is still possible, right? Okay,
Mhm.
that's how it is.
So this standard and premium, how means will they affect on means will we need to choose them on the basis of the uh, organization means small and large, or how it affects?
Sorry.
How that configuration we have to choose means how can we decide that we have to go for standard or premium?
It depends what are the functionality you need.
So apart from basic, there would be some other features as well in the premium.
Yes, of course. They are very, I mean, there are a lot of features which are there in the premium one, which was not there. And premium was just came out of the preview. It was in the preview earlier.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. Let's go back. So this is where we can configure it. Okay, so we'll go for a firewall. We currently don't have a firewall policy, so if you have a existing one, it will be showing here, but we do not have anything, so we'll say add new. Okay, I'll give it a name. I'll call it test firewall all 01. Yeah. Again, because we have selected our standard tier, so we can have the policy tier standard, not the premium one. Click on yes, and then choose a virtual network. It also gives you an opportunity to create a network here, but we have already done it. So we'll go selecting use existing. Okay, when you say use existing, you just click on drop down, you'll find the VNet which you just created, and then it will start reflecting here. It will asking public IP address. Public IP address for whom? For your firewall. Okay. So if you have a public IP address existing, you can pick here, right? Then click on add new because we don't have any public IP address. Click on add new. Give it a name. I want to call it test firewall IP 01. Okay. And it's standard, static, and okay. Because these are grayed out, I cannot change it. Then we have something called forced tunneling. I will tell you what a forced tunneling is, but currently remember where it is, right? If I just enable it, then this would require additional virtual network subnet, which we have not created. So it will ask for a subnet to be created first, and here you need to click a public IP before you do that, right? So because we are not doing it, I'm just telling you, but I'll explain what it is back when we go back to the PPT. So remember this term forced tunneling. Okay?
Post running.
Any
Sir,
questions?
I have a question.
Yeah, Akshita, please.
Sir, can you hear me clearly?
No.
I
No.
can hear you, but you were like, have you seen those tape recorders when the tape got stuck?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear. Yeah. Start speaking with the slow speed and see what happens.
Sir, I wanted to ask about the public IP address.
Mhm.
So we are not defining the public IP address right now. Then how can it is showing a static one?
We are defining, right? You clicked on add new, then you put this name here, right?
Okay.
So that's why,
Okay.
and when you select it, because your firewall cannot have a dynamic IP, that's why it is showing static. And because your basic queue cannot have a static IP, that's why it is standard already by default. So these all ifs and buts, they come from the basics
Great.
of configuring IPs. So if you see why these things are grayed out, because my firewall cannot have a dynamic IP first of all, right? And
Right.
this screen comes in from the IP configuration part of it. It is not for the firewall part of it, but because we are using it for the firewall, so there are certain things which has been grayed out for us based on the resource we are configuring. And what the resource is, this is Azure firewall, and Azure firewall cannot have a dynamic IP. So that's why this is already grayed out and it is selected static. Now, because the
Oh.
static IP is required, the basics queue cannot have static IPs. It only is the standard one which
Okay.
can have the static IP. That's why it is standard selected and grayed out, static selected and grayed out.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Got it.
Now,
Got
any questions here before I click on next? We should not be wasting that much of time. Let's go quickly, otherwise we'll not be able to finish it also. I'm not putting any tags. Review and create. It's gonna go for validation. And come on, and create. So it's submitting my deployment. It's gonna create quickly. So let's wait. Hey, you guys need to drop up at 9:30.
No.
Okay, you guys said 8:30 to 9:30.
No.
So it's in progress. Let's in the meantime do something else, because what we do, I'll stop sharing here. I'll take you back to the PPT. So what we have
Okay.
done? We have done
Yeah,
this,
now
we have done this, we have done this, and we have done this also, right?
right.
Also, it has not been configured. It is just launched. We still need to configure it. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's in the meantime, because it's going to take some time before it gets created. So I'm going to go and create this virtual machine in between, right?
Okay.
Remember that this was part of a different subnet and this is going to be part of a different subnet. That's what I wanted to show you here. Okay. Let's quickly go back and do it. Let's go and create a virtual machine. I'm going to create one virtual machine. I'll be quick here. So please bear with me. I'm going to select the same resource group. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it, what should I call it? Firewall test. Firewall test VM.
Yeah.
I'm not going to change the region because this is where my everything else is there. So I'm going to click the Ubuntu one. I'll leave the Ubuntu and go for a 2016 data center. I'll stick with this 2 virtual CPU and 8 GB of RAM. I'm going to give it a AZ admin kind of a username. I'll give a very strong password here. That is 1234. And again, a super complex password. Right. So I hope it is same. Yep. I'm not going to here I'm not going to opening any ports, and you need to see this one. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to open any ports. I don't have an existing server license, so I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to skip this part, and here I need to pick my VNet, which we created, and this is the VNet which we created, right? This is a very important point here. And here I need to pick the subnet,
Subnet,
which is for my workload. And you see the firewall subnet I cannot pick.
That is only for
It's
firewall.
only meant for firewall. You need to remember this name. This name has to be the same.
Be there.
Exactly same name we need to deploy firewall. Okay. And then I don't need a public IP because I'm going to make it safe. So safe is when I cut off all the public address, public access to it. So I'm going to pick none. Okay, that's the point of this demo, to show you how you make use of. I mean, still your IPs have. I mean, your VM will have a private IPs, but you will still be able to log in from outside the network. Okay, so security group, I'll go for a basic. I don't want to open any public inbound ports, and no inbound ports. Accelerated networking, you won't take it. You don't take it. I don't have a load balancer as of now. Click on management. I don't want to have this boot diagnostic on. I don't want anything else here. I'm going to click advanced. Nothing here. Tags. I don't want to put tags. You can create, and it just go for validation, and I go for quickly, and then it will allow me to create. Questions here?
No.
Okay. Akshta?
No, sir.
Right. So this is, here you can see what would be the cost and all, right? And that's how we start looking at.
13 rupees per
Come on.
hour.
Yeah. So let's create it. So I open two different tabs here. In the meantime, it keeps on working here. I'll go back to firewall. Okay, I'll click the
Yeah,
firewall.
that's created.
Right. So it's ready. Let's go to firewall. We have this firewall here. You can see the policy. I'm gonna go the policy first. And before the policy thing, let's do something else. Wait. I'll come to the policy part later. Let me see my VM is ready or not. Forget. So we'll go back to PPT so that you can relate to what I'm doing. Okay. Now this thing is done. We have launched the VM. We have launched the firewall. All thing is done. So basically, my outer architecture is ready. Right.
Yeah.
My devices are ready. My VNet is ready. My subnet is ready. Now look at this internal part of it. Okay. So this is I have taken from the topology. So this is my firewall VNet. I mean the VNet in which I have got two subnets. One is firewall, one is workload. In the workload, I have got this VM, what we have there. And if you look at it, I have got put this subnet. I have got put that route tables. Okay, so today we're gonna cover a lot of things. We cover firewall, we cover DDoS, we cover route tables, NSGs. We're gonna cover a lot of things today. So now what we need this thing to happen, right? We don't have this right as of now, right? Let's go and do that.
What is that?
Route table.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think I need to describe something else before I do that. You know why I'm doing this route table thing? Why it is needed?
I think though those will contain
For
the
login.
allow and deny rules. What traffic will be allowed, and
No, that would
according
be
to that.
route table will not allow and deny. That is done by your firewall.
Login.
Sorry.
Access.
Sorry.
To access it from different locations or different.
No. That's why I need a whiteboard. You see the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Yes.
See this one. So you saw that we got this big table. I mean, big square. That was my VNet. Okay. Then we got small these. We have got these. One, this one, and let's say this one, right? This is my firewall subnet, and I just go here. This is my server subnet of let's say workload subnet. Okay. Here I have a firewall. Here I have a VM. Okay. Firewall. VM01. Right. And if I see, let's say this is my internet. Okay.
I heard about it somewhere, but I just
What?
can't remember it.
What?
Route tables.
Of course, if you have read anything about networking, you might have heard about it. Okay. Now, this thing is my VNet, right? What are we trying to do? We are trying to do that any traffic which moves from here. Now I need to use my very dirty handwriting. So any traffic which moves from here and intend to go here, right? We are asking to go through this firewall.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if we do not put that, the route table will tell how your traffic will go
Right.
from point A to point B. It's like a road map, you know.
Yeah.
The
Correct.
road can go from this side, from that side, from any side, right? Let's say, where you guys stay? In Pune?
In
Which
Pune,
location?
Pimpri Chinchwad.
Both of you?
Siagat Road.
Sorry. Single road. Okay, that's very far from the place. Let's say you want to Single road to. I used to study in Garware. Okay. So let's say you are coming to Garware. Okay. You know that college, right?
Yeah, Garwara College.
Garware College, right? There are lot of ways which Akshta can follow to reach there. Am I correct? At least more than one.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Now, what make her to follow that she should come from road A, not to road B, will be decided by, in her case, it might be decided by the company she has, the vehicle she has, or the time she has, right? All these things in terms of network communication would be decided by the route table. So route table will tell, okay, you traffic, you want to go from here to internet. No, you cannot go from VM01 to here. My table says, boss, you come here, first go and report to firewall. Firewall will check the traffic and will route it outside the VNet. So to achieve this thing, that it should not follow this path, we need something called route table. Okay. Now, because this route table is governing the traffic which is originating from this workload subnet, very important to remember. So we need to create a route table and attach it to this subnet, not to this subnet.
Right. So whatever traffic, whatever request is
Because
coming
this is
here.
meant to control traffic which is originating from this subnet.
Yes.
So what you will do, you create a route table, attach the subnet, and the table itself does not do any good. So the table has to contain some routes. That route will tell traffic how the traffic will, which route traffic will follow. The route table will contain the routes. Route
Right.
1, route 2, route
Got
3.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember when I
That
read this.
route will tell the route table to check the packet, and based on the routes which is defined inside the table, decide how the traffic will flow. So
Yes.
important thing to remember, route table will be attached to this subnet, and it contains the route, and that route will contain the traffic which is moving from this subnet. Also, currently we only have one VM, so that is applicable to one VM. But if this has got 100 VMs, that route will be applicable to 100 VMs. Am I clear here?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Now we remembered.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a CCNA concept. Yeah, this concept is in CCNA. Yeah.
You're right. Now let's go back and do it. It's going to take a lot much of time. It's 1:45. Okay, so where we go? Come here. Find it here. Let's say route. We have got route tables. Click on route tables. Currently we have nothing. Create a route table. Did I click? Yes, I click. Select the same resource group because I'm gonna delete everything together. Give it a name. I'm gonna call it. What should I call it? let's say workload, because it gives me a bit of naming convention which tells me what is going to happen here and what it's trying to do. Workload to firewall route table. Okay. I want to propagate gateway routes. Gateway routes basically are used when you have an on-premise structure there, and there are the I'm now okay. I realize that you guys are CCNA certified, right? You understand BGP, right? Border Gateway Protocol. Hey, have you heard about it?
What's up?
BGP.
So what was the question?
Have you heard about BGP, Border Gateway Protocol?
No.
Someone spoke about CCNA just now.
No,
No.
I don't remember.
Okay. So BGP is a protocol basically which is this configuration defines whether BGP protocol would be propagate the ways gateway routes or not. Because see, we are using a route table here, but it might, okay, let's stop.
Yeah, got it. Got it.
Got it? Got it or not? Let's say this is internet, but here we have an on-premise also. Okay. Now bear with my beautiful handwriting because it's getting late. So I have to be quick. I cannot beautify it. Okay. Let's say you have a virtual appliance here, maybe a gateway, and that gateway is a physical router which is running with that BGP protocol. BGP protocol basically what you call broadcast those gateway routes.
Gateway, yeah.
Right.
It broadcasts.
So this guy, this route table or the gateway which we have here on the Azure part, how it will come to know to how to reach to this guy with the help of that BGP routes or the gateway routes which it propagates. So this configuration, if I go back, this configuration basically allows or denies that. Okay. Propagate, yes, and it is propagating to the nearby devices.
Nearby devices.
And no, then it will not.
Yes, got it.
Click on tags. I don't want to tag, review and create. Guys, remember this thing. I'm skipping tags here, but in actual production environment, tags are very, very important. They are not to be skipped. Okay, I have told it once. I'm repeating it today. I will not be telling every time why I'm skipping it, because here it doesn't make sense for us because we don't have those accounting credentials or to do that because we are using free subscription. Otherwise, tags is a very, very important thing. Okay, click on create. I'm gonna create the route table. Take some time.
It got created.
It's done. So let's go to the resource. Okay, so if you see here, I'm not, see, this thing is not about the route table, so I just want to tell you the part which we need to do. So here is the subnets. We have created the route table, but still it is not associated with any subnet, and it cannot work till the time that happens. So click on associate, select your VNet. This is my VNet. Select your subnet, and here see, it is giving you two options, and we are not supposed to pick this one, and I have already explained it why, right?
Yeah.
Click on OK. It says successfully saved route table for subnet workload. Now go to the routes. Currently we don't have any routes. Click on route. Give a route name. So give the name which is basically gives you a bit of understanding what's happening and where. So I'm gonna call it route to firewall. Okay.
Yeah.
Address prefix. Now you need to put the address prefix. That what would be the address range where it would be this route would be applicable. Okay. Now how do you find that? Go here.
That
Click on home. Yeah. Tell me.
that should be the same address range which we gave for the firewall, right?
No, that's what we are avoiding, right?
So we are routing these coming requests to the firewall, right?
You see the PPT.
Mm-hmm.
We are putting this route table to this workload subnet.
Right.
We are asking that whatever is there in this subnet should be routed to firewall. So you will pick the IP address of this subnet, and then
Oh, okay.
the destination should be this.
Got it.
Got it? This is going to be your IP range for which this route table will be applicable, or this route will be applicable. And the firewall which you're talking about, that should be where it's gonna send this traffic to.
Send the traffic. Okay.
Questions? Clear? Not clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, where we were. So how to pick the address? So basically this is my firewall VNet. And if I look at the subnets, then this is the workload subnet and this is the IP I'm looking for. This is the range. I'm going to copy it from here. I'll go back, I'll put it here. Okay. Now the next hop type. So basically where you want the traffic to jump, right? So I want this time it's not a gateway, it's not a network. I'm going to go to virtual appliance because the firewall is an appliance. And I'm going to give the next hop address, and from where I'll get it, I'll go back there. I'll go to the firewall. This is the next hop address which I have. So I'm going to copy this also because here I need to give the firewall's IP. If you know the virtual VNet concept, this is very easy and this is nothing which is very difficult or complex. But if you might find it's a bit challenging, let me know. So what we have done, VNet created, subnet created, firewall created, VM created, route table created, attached to the subnet, route created, aligned with the route, I mean that is there in the subnet. Now it's you can see the route has been come into the route table, right? Now what we need to do is we need to start creating rules in firewall. Okay.
Okay.
Before we do that, I'll just go back here. I want to do something. You guys all know how to do an RDP, right?
Yeah.
This is my VM, right? If you look at it, I don't have a public IP address here. You know that, right? I've got a private IP. Can you try logging into it and see what happens? Are you able to do that?
Let me check.
Quickly check anyone of you.
Initiating remote connection.
It will not go, but you can still try.
It's just saying initiating remote connection.
Okay, so leave it. So I just wanted to show you because
errored out.
It will not happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the firewall. So this is my firewall. Click on there. I need to just reduce my screen size so you can see more. Better now? Is it visible or it's very tiny?
No, it's visible.
Now go to the firewall policies. This is my firewall policy. And if you look at it, we have got so many rules, right? Now, because we cannot RDP to the machine, so we cannot check, but it's for sure that machine is not able to be connected from the internet, that you have checked already. So it means if it is not, we are not able to reach to the machine, machine also cannot reach to the internet. Okay. Now let's go and create some rules. First, create an application rule. What we are trying to do, we are trying to do that this machine should be able to talk to the internet from within the network. So I'm going to add a rule collection. I'm going to give it a name. I'll call say allow, let's say allow internet. It's an application rule. You give a value, that value defines the priority of the rule. So it can start from 100 to 65,000 and lower the number, higher the priority. That's the basic rule which you know. So I give it 200. This is a rule collection type which gives all allow rules. So I'm going to go allow, right? This is the collection group name with picking up by default. Now the rules. This is only the collection, and now the actual rule will come. So I say, let's say, allow Google. Okay. And source is the IP address, because I'm going to put the IP address, and the IP address would be, what should be the IP address here? From where the traffic will come, and the traffic will come from this IP.
Yeah, 10.1.2. something.
Oh, sorry, not 20. 2.0.
Yeah.
Sorry, 24.
24.
You know from where this address came? Or no? Yes or no? Quickly.
Yeah, from the same subnet.
Workload. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
a workload subnet. So what I'm telling firewall, that whenever you see a traffic from this range, let it go. Okay, let it go. But first, look at the protocol. I tell HTTPS. I want this protocol only. No TLS instruction. I want a destination type is FQDN. There are other options available. Tag, URL, and web categories. I'm going to go for FQDN. And what the FQDN would be? Let's say www.google.com. Okay, I want to allow this. Great. Click on add. So we got a rule which is application based tool. It's updating. It takes some time. In the meantime, let's go and create some network rules. Network rules will allow traffic based on the port and protocol. So create one for that also. So I'm going to give it a name. Let's say allow network. Let's say allow DNS traffic. Okay. Collection type is network. Again, I'm going to give a number between 100 to 6500. I'm going to give it, let's say 200. So it's a different collection. Allow group name would be default network rule, because I'm creating a network rule here. Okay. Give it a name. I'm going to call it allow DNS 01. This is the name. IP address again. I'm going to go same 10 dot
from the same subnet.
1.2.0/24. Protocol, because DNS, you know, it's a UDP, so I'm going to select UDP. That's it. Port number. What is the port number for DNS?
3. Oh.
That's the
67 and 60.
it's written on the screen now.
No, 53.
50.
Okay, now I'm allowing this to two common public DNS servers. Their address are 20.9, 244.0.3. These are the common DNS public DNS servers. I'm going to allow this to add. So I have created an application rule. It says group default application cannot do because parent file policy. What it's saying.
I think the same priority would be
Fail to add the role collection default network application group error. Because it's still that rule is not got updated. Okay, we need to wait then. The one which we did here, it's still not updated. So it still says adding the rule collection. So because once this is done, we cannot do a parallel update. So that's how I thought it's done already. We need to wait. Okay, questions, guys. In the meantime, it happens.
so we can assign the same priority to all the any rules.
No, the collection is not all the rules. The collection is different. That priority is within the collection.
Oh, okay.
So
the collection
what
priority will
we
be
did
same.
here.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Akshita, go ahead.
Yeah. So what we did Yeah. So what we did here is application rule is something which we applied for virtual machine to connect to the internet, right,
Right.
sir?
Right.
This is what we did, right? In
Yes.
application rule.
Yes. And we made it clear that we
Okay.
only
And
want
sir,
to get
in
it connected to
network rules,
Google.
what we are okay. And sir, in network rules, what we are doing there?
The network rule, see, you understand the different network traffic works on different ports and protocols, right? When
Okay.
you
So
try to browse Google, Google goes on HTTP and it's a HTML kind of a thing, right? And it
mhm.
tries to connect either on port 80 or port 443. So what we said, do not connect on 80, connect on port 443, and this is the rule. And go and just connect to www.google.com. Now, why we did a network rule? The network rule was, it was asking the firewall that, okay, if you see any traffic which is for the DNS server, which is using UDP protocol on port number 43, allow that also, because we cannot allow port number 53 and the DNS protocol on that one where we allowed HTTP one, because that is a network layer kind of a communication. Browsing internet or opening a Google search bar, it's an application level of
Okay.
activity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. DNS search, DNS query is a network level of activity. And based on that, we need to define the rule at the right place.
Right.
Right? Any questions?
No.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now let's go. This thing will not work. So I cannot even do it. So I'll go back and do it again. Okay. Allow DNS 200, 300. So this is my rule collection name. I'm gonna go with the name. That does not work. So I'll call it allow DNS 01. That source is 10.1.2.0/24 protocol. If you look at it here, we have got, and here you don't see any HTTP and all, right? So UDP 53, sorry, 53, and the IP address is this one, 209.244.0.3, and save it. In the meantime, this happens, let's quickly cover something else. Okay, it's gonna take a couple of minutes, and then I need to create another rules also. Okay, so here we go. We done this one. So we are creating application rules, network rules. So if you can, that's why I wanted to skip this part and show you the demo first. Application rule will define fully qualified domain name. Network rules define source address, protocol, destination port, and destination address. Then after that, I'm gonna go this network net rules, that are DNet rules, which I'll tell you how to open port for the RDP. Right now, let's quickly cover the DDoS thing. DDoS, you know how to configure it. It's a pretty simple. Just click enable and disable, and that's it. So you know, you understand DDoS attacks. Basically, it's an attempt to when you put a lot of traffic, unwanted traffic on the server. That's basically DDoS, right? So you basically you're denying
Denial of service attack.
You're denying services to the genuine traffic. That's how you do. You flooded it with the request, and the genuine request gets ignored. That's what the purpose is. Now, what is Azure DDoS protection? It basically helps you to protect your resources from DDoS attack. And for a comprehensive defense, you combine your DDoS along with your application design so that you have got full functional defense for these kind of an attacks. This DDoS thing identify the genuine or the actual customer traffic and the attacker traffic. Once it sends it, it blocks only the attacker traffic and still let the customer traffic reach to your resources. That's how it does. Okay. This also, I mean, this is able to segregate the legitimate traffic from the attacker traffic, and it also helps you to manage your cloud consumption. What happens? Cloud is elastic, right? I mean, you know the virtual machine skill set where actually by your consumption or by looking at the workload, cloud resources can go up and down. I mean, the number of resources can increase or decrease based on the request you're getting. So if you get flooded by so many requests, might be a possibility that earlier you have got 4 virtual machines, because you got more, you have configured a VM scale set, and scale set says when the workload increases, when CPU increases more than 60%, please increase 2 VMs. It will keep on increasing VMs to your virtual machine scale set, and because you're using more machines, you end up paying more money. So this helps, your DDoS protection helps you to avoid that. And if you have purchased the DDoS standard plan, and your initial attacks get successfully reached to your resources and it increases the resource utilization, Azure, because you have signed for the standard DDoS plan, will give those credits back to you, or in other terms, your cost will be reduced, whatever it has caused because of the attack. Okay. Then there are 2 tiers: basic, which is by default allowed or by default enabled, you need not do anything. And then we have standard. Standard basically gives additional mitigation capabilities along with that Azure credit and your cost increase assurance, right? That will not happen. Plus, it gives you a premium support where your whole team would be there to support you in case of an attack happens. So there are 2 tiers which we have. Basic is by default. So understand, DDoS by default is there, free of cost for everything, but at a basic level. If you need a more protected, more kind of a one-to-one support, you go for a standard protection. Then standard protection will cost you $2,500 per month for 100 IPs. Okay. Now, what kind of attack can happen? Volumetric attacks and protocol attacks. Volumetric attacks, as the name suggests, lot of traffic, right? It's kind of your network will be flooded. Protocol attacks, basically, it will target specific protocol stack. Okay, it will at layer 3 or layer 4. Then we have got resource layer, application layer attacks, which you can only prevent with the web application firewall. So these attack targets web application packets to disrupt the transmission of data between hosts. You need a WAF to protect against L7. DDoS protection standard protects the WAF. So DDoS will protect the WAF and WAF will protect your L7 attacks. Okay. So basically you put DDoS in front of WAF. So the DDoS will filter the genuine traffic and the legitimate traffic if something still goes in, because it's a DDoS attack, which basically looks like the genuine network communication. But only thing is that it's too much in the number, which is not happening in general cases, right? So if that happens initially, it might be a possibility that DDoS might be able to let it go, because there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the traffic. It's genuine traffic. But only thing is that the amount is more, which it cannot handle. It's like you put a small pipe and you put a big pipe on top of it. The small pipe cannot take water which is coming from a bigger pipe, but it still is a bigger, I mean, the pipe still giving you the water. Only thing is it is more which cannot handle by a small pipe. So initial flow gets fast, or your DDoS, I mean, the DDoS protection might not able to detect it immediately. In that scenario, WAF will protect it and your WAF will be protected by the DDoS. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the force tunneling which we talk about. So if you look at it here, this is my on-premise network, this is my virtual network, right? And if you look at here, this is my internet, right? So what force tunneling is, I do not want this traffic to go from here to here. I want this traffic should go to the on-premise first. In on-premise, I have put a network to virtual appliance, which is filtering or recording all the traffic which goes to the internet. And then I'm deciding whether I want to let it go or not. Maybe I have in my data center, I have a device which looks at the packets, it inspects the packet, it sees whether this should be sent to the internet or not, and then it decides whether it will allow or not. So my resources here cannot directly communicate through internet. What I'll do, I have decided that I have suggested or configured my firewall in such a way that this traffic should be sent to this place first, and from here it will go to the internet. Can you think of such use case where we need it? Do you think it's something which is unnecessary or something? Nobody will do that.
Because firewall is doing the same job, right? It will inspect the packets and it will actually analyze the whole traffic. So
Have you heard about a proxy server?
yeah,
What is it? What it does do?
how can
Do you know that?
we-
I'm not. I don't want to scare you, but do you
Mhm.
know that whatever internet you serve, it gets
Mhm.
recorded in your office?
Yeah,
You know that, right?
yeah.
How does it happen?
They put some their network protocol, sorry, network traffic analyzers on
They
our.
put something called like your uh, like proxy servers. The proxy will look into all the requests which is coming or going out of it and will decide whether to send it or not. Firewall can does the same function but at a very small level. These devices, they are meant for that purpose only, to inspect the traffic,
Okay.
right? To audit the traffic, to record the traffic.
Mhm.
Firewall will not record it.
Right.
Firewall will not audit it. Firewall will say, okay, you have given me a rule. I'll block it. I'll allow it. That's it. I don't want to do
Mhm.
anything else. You tell me where should I send it. Khatam. I will not audit it. I will not record it.
Mhm.
For that, you need a proxy server or some other virtual appliance.
All right.
Okay. Got it?
Yes.
Questions? No questions?
No.
Akshita?
No question, sir.
Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Am I good in networking?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys are CCN.
No, sir. It's actually no. It's 4 years ago. I did actually.
Still you did it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We did it.
I did my CCN in 2009, I believe.
I did in 2013, sir.
Oh, not too far.
I think just need to brush up the things, the concepts.
No worries, no worries. My only concern, I told you that this is what it's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you both understand what my concern was.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to do this, otherwise we'll be very, very late to cover it. Okay. So we have got my one rule. Let's go to the DNET rule. This DNET rule basically destination network address translation rule. So basically, if you need to do that RDP, right? To this, you remember the RDP was not working just now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So we'll try to make this work now through the DNET rules. Okay, I'm gonna make it, let's say 300 this time. I'll make it 200 because that's give me a more. This is the, I mean, default collection name is there, and this is my DNET rule collection. Okay, I'll give a name. I'll say allow
Hello.
RDP. I mean, you can give anything. This is not, that's going to do the same thing. And allow RDP this time. Now, because we are coming from outside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Till now, the source was subnet. Now the subnet is the destination because we are trying to reach from outside. Am I clear?
Yeah.
So the source here would be all. I mean, I don't have a specific IP, I have to put all. Okay. If you want, you can put a specific IP as well. I want to go
So
for the,
we can specific IP as in machine IP we can put. Suppose we are logging through
yes,
from
yes.
laptop.
Let's say you're currently logged in
So
with a laptop, right?
that
You have a laptop right now? The current IP
yes,
which
no, sir. Right now I'm logging with phone.
okay. So I think Yash is on a laptop. If you look at it, current IP, if you want to use that IP, you can use that IP here also. But you need to remember one thing, that these IPs are not static IPs.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to change.
Okay.
If that happens, then you will be out of the, I mean, you will not be able to do RDP.
Okay.
And in any way, I'm not suggesting that we should be doing the star here. Star is not a very, I mean, asterisk
Yeah.
is not a very, what should I call? It's not a very safe thing, right? We
Yeah.
should not be doing it.
We should give a particular range.
We should give a range,
allowed
basically.
range. Yeah.
Okay, that's how it is. Now I'm going to select TCP because my RDP is a TCP protocol, and I'm going to put the destination port that is going to be which port? RDP.
3389. Yeah.
Yep. And the destination type again IP address, and the destination would be
Subnet.
sorry.
Subnet.
Subnet.
No, this time the destination, because see, I should again because let me know when you're able to see the what should I show you? PPT. Mhm. PPT is visible.
Yeah.
Let's say you are here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So for usually
You are going through internet, right? So internet, the first stop would be after internet, your firewall.
Firewall. Yeah.
And you
Okay.
have to go through the firewall to this server because this server does not have public IP. Who has a
Right.
public IP? Your firewall has a public IP.
Firewall.
Right? And you have already asked this you have already told this firewall two different net rules that okay, this is I mean on this rule what we're going to tell him tell it that okay guys, Yash is coming from internet, so he is going to land here. That is the public IP, I mean bit inside, that is the public IP of my firewall. And then we'll say okay, it will land on this IP at port number 3389. Then it will ask okay, then what I'm supposed to do with it? You will say okay, translate it to this IP at this port number, and the firewall will pick this traffic, translate it because it's a DNET network translation, network address translation rule, translate it and bring it here. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Yep.
So sir, then it would be two different concepts of like DNAT is different and only NAT is different. I mean, these are two different functions it will act as.
Come again.
So I was saying now, as you said, DNAT also converts your public to the private IP, right? I mean, it changes the IP, convert the IP.
I think I lost you. Come again.
So just now you said that DNAT also convert the IP.
No. Conversion is different. Translation is different. It's translate. It doesn't convert.
Right? Public to private.
Yeah, I lost you again.
Okay. Okay. And NAT, which does
Yes,
is
can you tell me what is
okay, so got it. It just chance.
No, she's breaking a lot.
It's okay, sir. I'll ask tomorrow. I think it's raining, sir, so the network is not good.
Okay, the last thing was clear. Network is not good.
That we know, right? By listening to it. Okay, no worries. Okay, whatever doubt you can ask tomorrow, no worries.
Okay, I think she was asking difference between the DNET and the NAT, I think.
DNET and the net.
No. We'll ask tomorrow.
Okay.
Let me know once you're able to see the screen. We have taken so much of time, man. That's the reason. Okay, we were here. Destination port, IP address, destination, right? The destination would be the IP address of my firewall. So from where I can get it? I can get it from here. I'll go to this home and go to the firewall.
I think we have configured similar rules in JID as well previously.
Where?
Security Center JID. So just in time
kind of.
access.
Yeah, maybe. So the public IP configuration, if you look at it, this is my public IP. I'm gonna copy this thing. Just copy. I'll go back here. I'll put it here. Let me see if I put the correct IP or not. I think it's correct. Now it's asking translations. This is the destination was. Now it's asking for the translation, right? So what should be the translation? The IP address of my VM, because it has to reach the VM. What IP I gave you, Yash, when I was Ask you to touch it, 10 dot
10.1.2.0.
1 dot
2.0.
not 0, man. It should be 2.4, I think.
Oh, wait.
Check it again, let's say. Oh no, I'll check it. I'll show you where you can find it. Go to home, go to virtual machine.
Yeah, 2.4. Yes, it was 2.4.
Okay. This is where it is.
Yeah, 2.4.
2.4, right? 1.2.4.
Yeah.
So I'll go there. Here is not the subnet address, okay? Here it is the machine's address
Machine's address.
because it has to reach to RDP. You cannot do the subnet, right? You have to do the
Machine.
specific
Yeah.
IP. Okay, and the which port? 3389.
3389.
Right? That's what you need to do. And we missed something because it's not allowing me to add. Check quickly what I missed.
So, oh, we already mentioned source name, source type. Where is
Source type here. Type here this. I missed something somewhere. This one. There's a space.
oh,
There's a space, so it's not allowing me.
it will show you the mark. Yeah.
Okay, so we are done. You understand firewall, you understand how to. Okay, do it once again. Do it once again.
Yeah. On it.
What are you doing?
RDPing to the machine.
Still not done. You can see this thing. Takes
Yeah, it's still in progress.
remember that your any update on the firewall configuration takes around 5 minutes to get updated. Okay, so you need to keep that thing in mind. And
Yeah,
once
I
it is done that,
check the
once it is
mark.
done that, what you need to do is what you need to do is
We
you need
can
to go here, you go here, and where you need to RDP, you need to RDP to this IP. You will RDP to the firewall. Remember what I showed you in the portal on into the PPT? You will RDP to the firewall. Okay, you will try to reach to firewall at port 3389. Our firewall will understand that okay, here he comes on 3389. If it is coming at 3389, I need to take it to that 10.1.2.4 at port 3389.
Okay, so we need to RDP to this IP.
This IP, and it's gonna take time. So let's see. I think it's done. Try doing it, Yash.
Okay, what is that IP?
52.152.144.11.
Just give me a moment. One 152.144.118. Okay, now it's asking for credentials. Yeah, it's allowing me.
Yeah, so it's allowing you. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will do it for you. Let's keep it and let's get it settled. We'll do it tomorrow. That's fine. Or you want to see it now? I think Akshita's going to sleep.
No, sir.
Oh, don't speak, please.
Oh, it's really. You're in Pune, right?
No, I think she is in hometown.
Yeah, looks like because Pune doesn't have that bad network. Seriously, at least for the phones they don't have. Good one. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing here. I'm gonna copy this IP, and you still see my screen?
Yeah. No, not now.
Still not?
No.
Okay. What is it? See it now?
Yeah.
Man, I did not copy the IP or what? Okay. Was
It's 52.152.114.118.
Thank you. Correct?
Yeah. 144. 52.152.11
This one? Is
Yeah.
correct now?
Yeah, now it's correct.
Next. Asking for username and password. Let's say easy admin, I think was username, if I remember correctly. Yes, I'm gonna log in. Okay, we have logged in, so I'm stopping sharing and taking to the machine now. Both of you can see the machine.
Yeah.
This is booting up, it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quickly do something because I want to show you that application part also. Hey, what's the tomorrow timing we're gonna go for? Morning or evening? We'll do the evening only, okay? Not morning.
I'm okay with both. Morning,
Uh,
evening.
Please let Akshita also know that we'll be doing the night only at the same time.
I think
She left?
she's no. I think she will save for morning because I think she have some plans tomorrow.
Akshita, if you're hearing us, we'll be doing the session tomorrow evening only. Man, we got quite late now, right? That's why.
Yeah.
Already 11 o'clock. So I have switched it off. Okay, I didn't want to disturb me. So I want to show you the application who is working or not. Let's check that also. Oh man, it's time. We need to keep this VM for tomorrow also. Keep it there.
Okay.
Ah man, why is damn slow?
So we'll try to access Google.
Yes, of course, we'll try
Okay.
to access Google. Let's say www.google.com. Is it working?
Yeah.
Working or not working?
Yeah, it's working.
Working. So what if I do it here? Microsoft.com. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see something else.
We allowed the HTTPS traffic, right? So I think it will
It's
work.
HTTPS only, no? See?
Yeah.
Let's try doing HTTP. No,
No.
doing the HTTPS only. Other option. HTTPS. Okay. It's working, right? Any questions, guys, before we say good night to each other?
No.
No.
So we finished it. I hope you could make sense out of it. And what I have just discussed, please think about it and see. I mean, do you want to go the same way or you want to change the path? Okay.
Okay.
Because this is going to be important. I'm telling you. Today it's one thing. Tomorrow I might need to cover three things. Right. So today we have covered DDoS, we have covered firewall, we have covered VNET, Okay, there's one thing which I did not cover, the NSG, which I'm going to cover tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to finish the network security part. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not configuring anything else because we have done now only the VNet which we have, we are trying to make it secure. That's it. So we have done one part of it. We have done the route table, we have done the routes, and tomorrow we'll see the other parts of it, right?
Mhm.
And next, if you are listening, we'll be doing it in the evening, the same time which we are doing today.
So, okay, sir.
Okay. Cool. So do not change it. Do not keep it. Keep it that way because we're gonna use the same thing tomorrow. I don't want to end up doing all over again everything. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Chalo. Bye. See you. Good night and
Bye,
God
sir.
bless.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Good night, sir.